All right, gang. So I've got a good feeling about today. And you know what that means? I've got a good feeling. That means I'm almost guaranteed to get skunked. Let's go get skunked. Well, you absolutely could not. Impossibility. You could not have a nicer day out on the bay. Let me see if I can tilt this camera so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. You guys see that? Visibility, amazing. You'd think I was on a giant lake. It's so flat. These are days, this is why you come out to the bay, because it is absolutely gorgeous out here. I did have the binoculars out for a little bit, and I was looking for some birds. They're, kind of floating around, but I didn't see any real working birds, so I don't have an immediate plan. I've read some reports that the fish are relatively shallow, so I'm probably going to look for some flats that are right off of a drop-off. So, flats that are running around 5 or 6 feet deep and dropping off into 12 to 15. That's going to be the first place that I look. While doing so, I'll fish structure along the way. And obviously, if I see working birds, I'm going to stop and work those. I'm not sure if the Spanish mackerels or bluefish are still around. I've heard that they are up until about 3 days ago, but we've had 3 pretty cool nights. So they may have moved out. But no real approach today, but just a general seasonal approach, which is, fish generally feed in a little bit shallower water now that the water's cooler. And working birds are usually pretty common this time of year, and mid-October all the way up until in December, really, sometimes. But tight lines, let's have a good day. Can't believe I missed that one. Oh, didn't miss that one. Oh, yes, it did. All right. The mouth of this pound net apparently is just full of fish. Sometimes I like to come here to make sure I get the skunk off the boat nice and early. I got that one. Oh, you just came off? You, that was a decent fish. Dang. Wasn't expecting that. He was pulling some drag there for a minute. I was just expecting to pick on some puppies over here, but missed another one. I see some working birds. I don't know if I can get there in time, but they are active there, and I can see, I mean, without even looking at the binoculars, I can see them humming around that water. So if I can get there, we're gonna have us a little bit of fun.
Take her to heart, and she'll always love you, and nobody can make her do wrong. Take her for granted, in love unshon, makes willpower weak and temptation strong. A woman's only human, you should understand. She's not just a plaything, she's flesh and blood, just like a man. If you wanna do right all day, woman, you gotta be a do right all night man. And they say that it's a man's world.
Ready to come in? Oh, somebody got your eye good, my friend. There's the fish. Man, did he pull some drag. Oh, that's a good sized fish. 2 others. Tighten the drag a little bit, son. Hot diggity dog. Woo. Let's loosen a little bit. He's not that big. I think he's just foul hooked. But damn, did you pull some drag, son? This is a no quit some bitch. All right, come on. You have no quit in you whatsoever. Dude, you got my respect. That is a healthy boy or girl. Oh, girl. That is a nice healthy fish right there. Probably 22, 23, but like perfect lines. Not a spot on her. I mean, thick as a football. That is a healthy fish. I give her 25. Have a good day. Whew. The way that one fought, my personal best is like, I'm no Alan Batista. My personal best is 34 inches. And the way that one took drag at first, I thought I had that beat. That thing just, I wasn't even sure it was a striper at first, the way it took drag. You know, so I heard there's still some big blues up in this area. I thought it might be a big blue that just kind of took it and ran. Yep, I knew it. You're going down, come on. I mean, I just went through a ton of fish, and they missed it about 6 times. Now hold up. Bravest fish of the year right here. The lure is almost as long as the fish. Now, I would say, like, that fish is going to grow up and be a badass, but honestly, with that mentality, somebody will probably keep him undersized when he's, you know, 14 inches long, which will be like in 2 years. It. Oh, he's still there. Oh, we got some healthy fish on today. These guys are not messing around. They are full of spunk. Oh. Not messing around. Well, they're not that big because they keep getting foul hooked on this treble. seen my videos before, you know that I've talked about replacing those with single hooks. And I don't, because I'd rather spend my time, the little time that I have to fish, I'd rather spend it fishing than replacing hooks. But the right thing to do, really, guys, I'm just going to be honest, the right thing to do is just change out those hooks, because I'm getting the hooks out clean and all, but you just don't need to be putting hooks in the fish bodies, you know. That's just my personal take. I see working birds again, way on the horizon. I think I do. Look at the knot. Right there. Oh, good enough. Alright. That'll be my last draw for the night, though. I'm not what like you call a really great instinctive fisherman. I know people who can just smell fish. But one thing I have is a good set of eyes. Although I've had to get reading glasses recently, my long range distance, I almost don't need to bring the binoculars onto the boat. I just saw a speck on the horizon that looked a little blurry, looked more than one bird, and pulled up the binoculars, and sure enough, that speck is a ton of working birds. But it's going to be a stretch if I can get there this evening. Sun's starting to go down. I've got my stern light, but I don't have a bow light on this yet. So I really don't want to be operating this at night. So I'm going to make an attempt to get over there to those working birds. It's hard to tell in the water sometimes. It may only be a couple of miles up, but to me, it looks like it could be 5 or 6. And if that's the case, it's going to be hard for me to get there. But I still got some daylight, so I'm going to give it a shot. I keep leaving my transducer down the water, and you'd be surprised, that takes about 2 miles off my speed. So it is an absolutely picturesque evening on the Chesapeake Bay. This is why you live in this region, so you can experience nights like this. I did see some working birds over at about 140 degrees. That would be south by southeast. But they were a little too far, and then I started heading in that direction, and I saw them break up on the binoculars. So they dispersed before I could even get there. And honestly, this time of night, I've only got about an hour left of sunlight, and even with the solo skiff, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get home. And without my bow light installed, I've got a stern light here, as you guys can see with my it's my indicator flag and my stern light. Got that, but without a bow light, I'd really rather not be out here in the dark. So I'm going to call it a night. And but it's been a great day. I probably caught maybe a dozen, 15 stripers. None of them all that big, but man, they are feisty this time of year. They were fighting like bulls. I caught 1 or 2 that I thought were going to be my personal best, and weren't even within 8 inches of my personal best. So they were really putting on a fight tonight. I had a good feeling about today, and my feeling was right. It was a good day. Wasn't out here all that long, and really pretty much pulled out of my house and found working birds right away. So can't complain about that. But yeah, was a great night. The last thing is I, almost had to keep a fish that was just over legal, and I thought it was gill hooked, and I was able to take the pliers and loop it out around its gill and not even really make it bleed that much. So it's been a good night, and this is why you live here, to have days like this where it's calm as can be on the water, and there's fish everywhere. Thanks for watching.